Hello, my name is Thomas Say, explorer and scientist of the frontier. There was a saying I was always fond of, and I believe it's as true today as it was in my day. Perhaps you've heard it. It says, read nature. Nature is a friend to truth. I thought we might read a bit of nature over the next few moments. Standing on a river like this takes me back about 2 centuries when I was the lead zoologist on an expedition to the Rocky Mountains. Of course, things change over time. But in 1819, the only way to travel that distance was to travel by river. The plan was to depart from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, sail down the Ohio River, then up the Mississippi River, sail up the Missouri, and finally move west along the Platte River. Of course, we weren't the first American explorers to take this route, but we had one advantage that our predecessors lacked: steam power. You see, at this time, the steam engine was revolutionizing everything, including river travel. And our expedition boat, the Western Engineer, was the product of cutting-edge innovation. And so, in spring of 1819, our crew gathered in Pittsburgh and prepared to ride the wide shoulders of technology into the future. But new technology is never perfect. For one, the boat was overpacked, and so it rode too low in the water. Also, the furnace that heated the boiler never seemed to burn hot enough. And the river itself was rather merciless, choking the steam pipes with mud and snagging the boat with submerged logs and branches. By the time we reached Cincinnati, Ohio, we had to stop a whole week for repairs. But this did give me more time to explore. While we were stranded, I got to observe the abundant wildlife along the Ohio River. My favorite specimen was a bird, the Carolina parakeet. Resembling a creature that would seem at home in the deepest of tropical jungles, the Carolina parakeet was in fact common throughout much of the United States. It was common, but things change. You see, technology and expansion both come at a price, and between deforestation and hunting and a fashionable market for colorful bird feathers, but the Carolina parakeets were all gone just 1 century after my expedition. The last one died in 1918 in captivity, in Cincinnati of all places. Now these remarkable birds just survive in images. Which reminds me, after a week, our expedition started off once more. But before we departed, I met a young, talented, but unsuccessful artist who eked out a poor living painting backdrops for a Cincinnati museum. I would later learn that he too had a great interest in birds. And he went on to make a few paintings. Perhaps you'd recognize his name: John James Audubon. The expedition continued, and there are plenty more stories when we meet again another time. But for now, my friends, I urge you, continue to read nature. Nature is a friend to truth.